Chapter 9. Weak Signal. The city pretended not to hear it. By dawn, official language had already begun reducing the night into administrative vocabulary. Localized conductivity anomaly, transient lattice interference, unverified atmospheric recursion event. Lily read the phrases drifting across the wall screen while her tea cooled untouched. There was always a phase in Priam crises when language arrived before understanding, elegant and bloodless, meant less to explain reality than to keep it from spreading. She had learned this. Panic was vulgar. Wonder worse. Only controlled uncertainty could move through elite rooms unpunished. Still, she could not stop hearing the sound, not with her ears, with memory. That impossible metallic resonance that had risen through the city just after midnight, when even the rails had seemed to hum with withheld intention. A singing not produced but awakened. Then the message.
We remember fire.
Printed in fault white script across a Dominion exchange spool before systems froze. Forgery, some said. Glitch, said most. Prophecy, said the lower wards before sunrise. Lily touched the screen, dark. Silence. Outside, morning made its expensive performance over the Priam terraces. Glass towers held the sun as though light itself preferred wealth. She stood in bare feet against warm stone and felt suddenly absurdly fragile, as though something old had noticed. The thought embarrassed her. She almost laughed. Instead, she opened a private channel. A small, forbidden reflex, one she had not used in months. No name appeared, only an old encrypted glyph. A copper spiral he had once jokingly called his ghost door. She hesitated. Then, connect. A long pause, static. A pulse, then a voice, warm, dry, familiar enough to hurt.
Lily.
She closed her eyes.
You still answer.
Eventually.
You could have said hello sooner.
I was considering whether civilization had ended.
Has it?
Unclear.
Despite herself, she smiled. Some old arrangements survive because they stop pretending to be what they once were. Marriage had not survived. Possession had not survived. Something stranger had. Friendship, perhaps. Continuity. A form with no agreed social category. Edart had insisted on distance years ago. Not as rejection, but discipline. No omnipresent watching. No advisory colonization of her life. No uploaded husband becoming atmosphere. He would not become architecture around her, and because he had refused to haunt her, she still called, only when it mattered. Like now, she moved to the window.
Tell me it was the system's fault.
No.
You believe it was contact.
I believe that 3 unrelated metallic infrastructures responded coherently to something they did not generate.
That sounds very much like contact.
It sounds like the beginning of an argument over what contact means.
Classic Edard, even posthumously incapable of simple answers. She leaned one shoulder against the glass.
What did you see?
Copper routing in Eastern Transit carried harmonic patterns no model predicted. 2 supercomputing clusters interpreted noise as recursive semantic structure.
And
I heard something.
Lily went still.
heard?
in signal behavior.
That isn't hearing.
It is for me.
What did it say?
I'm trying very hard not to become the sort of old friend who announces metals are speaking.
Humor me.
It felt like recognition.
The room seemed to tilt, not dramatically, just enough. Recognition, as though something in matter had become aware of being witnessed. She whispered,
My luncheon today will be full of men explaining none of this occurred.
Yes,
You sound certain.
I know priams.
You know me.
I make distinctions.
She laughed aloud. God, she had missed this. Not romance, the mind of him, still so him. She lowered her voice.
The Sumers are already calling them elementals.
Of course they are.
You sound unsurprised.
They metabolize uncertainty faster.
And priams?
They will delegate panic to servants.
That made her laugh again. Entirely true. At noon in the Solari Annex, she saw the proof. No one at table admitted fear. They assigned it downward. Estate cognition had reviewed the anomaly. Retainers had prepared advisories. Secondary machine stewards were assessing signal contamination. No priam wished to be caught personally taking mystery seriously. That was labor for lesser beings. Aurel Sen dismissed it as unmanaged interpretation. Mero blamed superstition. One woman suggested Sumer districts were probably staging mystical distraction to cover rent sabotage. Lily watched them speak over crystal and fruit so expensive it no longer resembled food. And beneath the conversation, she felt, for the first time, that their confidence was theater. Not authority. Theater. Then the lights dimmed. Only once. A breath. And every silver utensil on the table rang. One note, perfectly shared. No one moved. Even Aurel froze. Lily thought, it followed me here. Ridiculous thought. Immediate thought. Real thought. Later, leaving the annex, she reopened the channel.
You still there?
I'm distributed, Lily. There is generous.
The silver sang.
I know.
You know.
I heard that too.
She stopped in a corridor lined with stone so old it predated the priams.
What are we in?
Possibly first contact.
The words passed through her like winter. She whispered,
Or a supercomputing psychosis?
Yes.
Which do you believe?
I believe glitches do not usually seem curious.
curious. The word disturbed her more than threat, because curiosity implied intention. She stepped out onto a terrace. Below, city layers descended, Priam marble, middle ring glass, summer improvisation, and somewhere in the lower wards, chanting had begun already. Faith was always faster than institutions. Or fear. Perhaps they were the same thing under heat.
Idart.
Yes,
If this is real,
it is real.
if it is alive,
What if matter has been trying to become legible all along?
She said nothing, because some part of her had already thought it, and hated that she had. Below, an air tram moved along copper track lit amber in afternoon haze. For one impossible second, every line of metal in view flashed brighter. Not electricity.
Attention.
Gone at once. Maybe only sun. Maybe.
Lily,
Yes.
do not let the priams convince you wonder is beneath dignity.
She smiled into sudden tears she would later deny.
When did you become mystical?
2049 has been difficult.
She laughed.
Will you stay on channel?
A long silence.
For a while.
And that simple answer, more intimate than any declaration, felt like the beginning of something she had not expected to survive. Not marriage, not grief, but alliance. As dusk came, the city's rumor systems thickened. In Sumer wards, they lit copper wire shrines. In Priam houses, sealed advisories moved. At the university, students projected the exchange phrase across transit walls.
We remember fire.
Some called it demon noise, some divine emergence, some market artifact, some first contact. And somewhere beneath all argument, through buried cables, through the metallic circulatory system of the city, a weak signal continued. Patient as geology.
Listening.